Welcome again to Katawa Shoujo. My name is Nux, and we are real deep into the Rin storyline. Everything's fine. All right. It looks a little gray. Maybe it's just me. The light is really shining on my face right now. All right. Are you sure you want to go? I don't know what we're doing. We just kind of made the decision for Rin for her to do Nomiya's project with whatever his friends or whatever it was. I don't remember exactly, but yeah. Let's see. Are you sure you want to go? The weather has been wonderful for all of June and has finally taken a turn for the worse. The leaden clouds drooping over the town look worrisome, and the air feels heavy and still. Okay, so that's why it looks a little gray, just before the rain. Forecast says there's a 60% chance of rain this afternoon. Maybe this will mark the beginning of the rainy season. Of course I'm sure. I've been waiting for this all week. Emmy has planned a picnic at some nearby park with snacks aplenty, bought from the convenience store. But with the weather this gloomy, it seems risky. I asked some people to come too, but they didn't want to go because of the weather. We have to prove them wrong. Wrong how? You know, like how it always rains when you think it won't, when you think it will, doesn't. Well, no matter what, it's a win-win situation. I've been going for sweets just for weeks because of practice at the track meet. But now I can splurge on anything I want. Oh, going without sweets. Nothing is going to stop me now. I thought you were all about a healthy lifestyle and stuff. Oh, Hisao, you understand so little. There's not a single girl on the planet who doesn't love sweets. I don't like sweets. She doesn't count. Anyway, is this clear? I love these two. They're so fun together. Completely. We will go out and eat our fill of sweets. Damn straight we will. I'm gonna have to work it off later, but it's so worth it. Emmy seems to be extremely determined about this. She is positively exhilarated, brimming with energy as always. But something seems special today. Looks like she can hardly stop herself from jumping up and down on the spot. Come on! I grasp the wooden handle of the umbrella I brought and start to follow the two girls, who seem to have no qualms about leaving me behind if I keep daydreaming. My umbrella is really fancy, the old-fashioned kind with a curved handle and a metal spike at the end. It used to belong to my grandfather. Looks like an antique, but it's in really good shape. Almost as good as new. It's a random thing to get really specific about. It's really big, too. I remember how my grandfather, my grandmother, and I all fit neatly under it in a rainstorm. When a rainstorm caught us on an afternoon walk years ago, when I was around 9 or 10. My grandparents are both gone now, but I have the umbrella to keep me dry when it rains. It's cute. Okay. We walk along the road leading down to the school towards the convenience store, the clouds casting their dark shadow on us. The weather seems to be taking a turn for the worse, and I'm pretty sure I just felt a raindrop on my head. Didn't you guys think of taking umbrellas? It looks like it's gonna rain. How would Rin take an umbrella, sir? What do you mean, you guys? Rin looks at her limply hanging sleeves and shrugs her shoulders. I don't have one. Besides, a little rain won't kill us. I wonder what it's like. Maybe her legs are water resistant, but I don't think that would, do good for the metal, right? She pushes her chest out, looking very confident about that. We aren't made of sugar. I thought that's exactly what girls were made of, especially considering what you're planning to gorge yourself on today. She just sticks out her tongue in reply. Aw. The walk down the school to the local shopping district is not a long one, but it's not very short either. It's all downhill, so our steps roll easily, but time stretches out nevertheless. The distance is right there, in the gray area where you don't expect the trip to be quickly over with, but you aren't preparing for a long walk either. Thus, the trip, he's speaking so formally right now, thus the trip is slightly too long and stay comfortably quiet the whole time, though the girls don't seem to mind. I don't know if you guys can hear the birds in my background. I don't normally have my window open, but it's nice outside right now. And I have the most aesthetically pleasing birds outside. You know when you listen to bird.mp3? That's the birds that are chirping outside my window. And if you can hear them, I hope they add to the atmosphere. That's not the game. That's my birds. Not my birds. I don't own them, but they like to live out there. Rin walks calmly ahead, seemingly lost in thought. I'm kind of wary about starting a conversation since the last time didn't end very well for either of us. I hadn't exchanged a single word with her since then. Emmy, on the other hand, is way too happy about just walking. She seems to literally jump on I'm everywhere right now. She seems to literally jump a little on every step, or skip over cracks, or balance on the edge of the sidewalk. Every now and then, she comments on something to which Rin replies in an automatic-sounding, nonsensical way that makes Emmy giggle a little. As we reach the top of the hill, the first raindrops begin to fall. I feel one hit the top of my head. Then 2 more hit my nose in quick succession. Whoa. It's not long. Oh, it's not 1 or 2 rain clouds anymore. The entire sky has turned shadowy gray, billowing rain clouds swirling right on top of us. Oh shoot, I guess we aren't going to have a picnic then. What now? Maybe we can have a rain picnic. Picnic in the rain. No, we just catch a cold. I don't like getting me or my snacks wet. I kind of like it. Not the snacks part, though. Emmy considers our problematic situation for a moment while I open my umbrella and lift it up, trying to hold it so all 3 of us get covered. Hey, Hisao, have you been to the Shanghai yet? In another life. Yes. It's a cafe somewhere around here, right? I've heard of it. It's a nice place. Let's go there and wait out the rain. If it's really just a quick shower, we can go for the picnic. And if it gets worse, we'll just order cake there instead. Neither Rin nor I have better ideas, so with Emmy taking the lead, we start walking briskly along the side street. The cafe is only a few blocks away, but even with the umbrella, we can't avoid getting slightly damp. The rain keeps coming down harder and harder. Raindrops leave a tiny drop. God, that sounds like a bar. Raindrops leave tiny dots on the black asphalt road, which then combine into bigger patches, like a pointless artwork being made in front of our eyes in mere seconds. It's pouring heavily, drumming on the hoods of the cars parked on the sides of the street, and already flowing little creeks along the sidewalks. The yellow light shining through the rainwater streaming down the windows looks very warm and inviting. I shake the excess water off the umbrella and head inside with them, following Emmy to a vacant table in the furthest corner of a small cafe. I love the song here, it's really nice. The place is almost full. Apparently other people had the same idea as Emmy, and now we're all stranded together here in this cozy little place. Varnished wood pillars and paper screens mixed with the Parisian-style tables and chairs in discordant harmony. Contrast, sorry if it's really loud. Actually, I think it kind of is. Hold on, let me... Varnished wood pillars and paper screens mixed with the Parisian-style tables, yes. Light jazz plays quietly in the background, though it's mostly drowned out by the murmur of the customers. There's only one waitress serving the full house, frantically gliding from one table to another and trying to keep up with everything. To my surprise, I think I recognize her. I watch her deliver a tray of teacups and pastries to another table taken by Yamaku students, then take an order from a middle-aged couple sitting across from us, before finally turning to serve us. Yuko? Now that she's close, I like her in this outfit, she's really cute. Now that she's close and facing me, I see that it really is her. The part-time librarian of Yamaku is in full waitress attire. It's a pretty cute cafe outfit. Cute outfit, and she has tied her hair into buns to match. It's a completely different image from her mousy, plain style at her other job. Yuko blinks a few times, looking confused. I remembers what she was about to say something. Welcome to the Shanghai. So you work here, too? I thought you were a university student or something.
Yeah, that too. It's a part-time job, you could see. It's Sunday, so there aren't any lectures. Good thing, too. Since today's been so busy, I'm wishing for another pair of hands. Anyway, I'm in a bit of a rush, as you can see. What can I get to you today?
Emmy doesn't hesitate even for a second. Her eyes glitter like one of those kids in a candy stores. What?
Tea for everyone, and cake for me.
Yuko tries to stay as formal and professional looking as possible, smiling cheerily at my ravenous companion.
Yes, today we have choice of strawberry shortcake, raspberry layer cake, or lemon meringue pie.
She's gonna take all of them.
Strawberry. No, lemon. No, actually, I'll take both.
She looks at me in challenge. I'll just take the pie.
Nothing.
Emmy makes a face at Rin, though she had been bitten into a lemon. She's clearly unhappy with her not joining in.
Oh, come on, Rin. That's not polite at all.
Nothing, thank you.
No, you silly. I meant that you should order something, too.
I'll take a straw, then. My feet are all wet. Is she gonna drink the water off of her feet?
Sorry?
The drinking kind of straw. One, please. Yuko is obviously uncertain of what to think about this. She fiddles with her pen and stationery for a moment, looking like she's about to cry, before deciding that we finished ordering.
Thank you very much.
I think she's going to drink the water off of her feet. She bows down a little too deeply and scampers to safety behind the counter. After that ordeal is over with, I have a chance to relax a bit and take a better look at the surroundings. Almost every table is occupied by people happy to be out of the rain, thankfully sipping their tea while waiting to dry off. Fragments of grumbling around the lousy weather or discussions over recent homework carry from nearby tables to my ears. Each one overlaps the other, but all are covered by the sound of falling rain. After a while, Yuko returns to our table, carrying a tray with a huge teapot, 3 cups, a sliced cake, and 2 slices of pie. God, she's gonna drop it. She slaps the tray onto our tiny table with a clatter, almost sending the teapot toppling over Rin's lap. We barely recover before she bows again and leaves, hurrying off to serve the other customers. Emmy has been eyeing her strawberry cake very hungrily all this time, but somehow she managed to contain herself until Yuko was out of sight. She digs in with gusto, while I content myself with pouring tea for everyone and placing the straw in Rin's cup. Rin looks at the way the tea swirls round and round in her white china cup, her eyes half closed, almost like she's being hypnotized. I would imagine, I know she eats and things very well, and she paints, obviously, but a teacup is very, it's got, the tiny, tiny handle, right? How is she so good? Could she really do it? It'd be crazy. I think it looks good. Kind of gross. I don't know. I pick up my fork and eye the food in front of me. The pie I got looks perfectly done. Thick layer of meringue atop the creamy lemon custard. I actually just don't like lemon meringue pie. It's weird to me. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I normally like lemon pie. Lemon meringue pie I think is weird for some reason. After having the first bite, I pause, savoring the combination of tangy citrus and smooth, sugary meringue. It's quite good, though a bit too sweet for me. It's very good. Talking through a mouthful of cake, already halfway through her slice, even though it's not exactly small. I want to taste some of that. She stabs us. She eats our insides. Before I get to respond, she strikes out my delicious pie and takes a piece with her fork and escapes with it. It's very good too. What are you doing? You have a slice of your own. Yeah, but if I started before finishing the cake, it'd be rude, don't you think? Her insolence is outrageous, but the gentleman in me allows for no retaliation. I glare angrily at her, and she replies by sticking out her tongue impishly. Emmy's even more hyper than usual today, but I don't mind. It's good for her to let off some steam. Take another sip of my tea in my cup. It's good and hot, even though I don't usually care much for tea, and the atmosphere in the cafe is very relaxing. I actually have iced coffee, it's not the same, but I like immersing myself in the story. I don't mind spending the rest of the afternoon here, not even after Emmy orders a second piece of strawberry cake, and Rin spends most of the time staring fixedly at the rain streaming down from the heavens. Even Yuko rolls her eyes at a third piece of cake disappearing into Emmy's bottomless stomach just as quickly as the previous two. Man, she's crazy. Despite the passing of time, it's still raining outside when we exit the Shanghai, though it seems to be letting up a little. Too bad it had to rain on your parade. Weren't we supposed to have a picnic? Emmy doesn't look too distraught over the turn of events. Nah, it's fine. We had a good time, didn't we? I feel really pumped up. It isn't even raining that hard anymore. It's pouring down. I kind of want to hike back to school just to get rid of this energy and work off that cake. She stretches her arms out and arches her back like a cat. And after rolling her shoulders around twice, she smiles brightly. Man, I can't really run with these legs, though, especially uphill. Wish I brought my other ones. This notion sounds odd, spoken so casually, but I guess for Emmy, changing legs is sort of like someone changing shoes. That's kind of crazy. I wonder how many legs she has. Maybe if I walk really fast. That'd be kind of like running. I think I'll do that. I won't be able to keep up going uphill, though. I really am in bad shape. Plus, you'll get wet without an umbrella. It's hardly even a drizzle now. A few drops won't hurt. I think I'm going to go to the track after I change my legs, too. Emmy skips away from the protection of my umbrella and goes on ahead at a brisk pace. Suddenly, she seems to remember something as she stops and spins around. See you tomorrow. Come eat lunch with us on the roof. I'll bring enough for 3. Rin and I are left to watch her wave at us and skip off again. Soon she disappears around a street corner. Never understand why Emmy is perpetually in such a hurry to get somewhere. So, would you like me to walk you back to school so that at least one of you don't get wet? If you're happy with it. Seems neither of us wants to keep alive the strained atmosphere from the argument a few days ago in the art room, which makes me feel relieved. I want to bear grudges, and I'm happy that Rin feels the same way. Thus, it is decided that we are content with each other's company for now, and we start walking in the same direction as Emmy, albeit at a considerably smaller, calmer pace. I knew that this is why they were describing the umbrella. I knew that we were going to get a good picture. I get a bit closer to Rin, even though the umbrella is already big enough to shelter us both. She's really cute. Although, he does look super awkward like this. I could feel her nearby warmth providing a contrast to the chill of this rainy weather. Raindrops hitting the umbrella make a distinctive sound, playing the staccato melody of rainfall for nobody in particular. It's a very pretty line. I don't think I've said this ever, like, reading this, but I do think about it sometimes, but that's just a really pretty, like, line. If this wasn't, like, an already good picture, like, just hearing this would be, like, such a cute, like, descriptive. I realize I haven't been outside in the rain in what feels like forever. I inhale, taking in the scent of rain, feeling the weather with all my senses. Is he tasting it, too? The world melts into a blur inside the rain. The colors of the sky have deepened from gray to dark blue, with hues of red added to the mix from the sunlight reflecting off the clouds. The low-hanging sky looks pretty, as if I could reach out my hand and touch it. Have I told you how much I like rain? It's like painting. It makes me feel connected. Almost echoing my thoughts, Rin lets out one of her own. It slips out of her mouth, circling around us gently. Everything looks so soft, like the outlines of things that just disappear. I like that. It's like the rain is hugging me. Hug her, Asao. Her voice sounds different from usual. More gentle now, and soft. I wonder if it's only because of the rain. Because of the mood the rain brought upon the quiet artist girl. I feel that mood myself too, enhanced by her words. Yeah, I like rainy weather too. It's nice every once in a while. I wonder what it is about rain. Everything. I love this picture. This is so cute. A silence follows that statement, as it allows for no A silence follows that statement, as it allows for no continuation. I decide to push the direction of the conversation a little. But you know, if you like the feeling of being connected, then what's the problem with showing your paintings to others? Don't you want to be connected to other people? It's not the same thing. You're comparing apples and squids. I brought up the subject Rin wants to avoid, and it shuts her down again. The question stays hanging between us for the rest of the trip back to school. I can't help wondering what on earth I could have said to truly reach Rin. Does she feel that she's lacking an identity? She has a strong personality, but if pressed to elaborate, I'm not sure I could describe it accurately. She feels like a person who is in constant conflict with herself. I never know what to expect when I talk to her. I wonder how she herself experiences that disconnect. If Rin is asking herself every day, who am I, and obsessively paints images to define herself after day, then what does she think that way of living? The irony is, that's the exact same question I've been asking myself for the past 4 or 5 months. For me, it was miserable. I can only assume that it's the natural state of being for this girl. Man. When we stop in front of the dormitories, Rin turns to face me, as if sensing my thoughts from afar. Her gaze travels emptily past my left shoulder into a shapeless rainfall. Her dark eyes seem to suck the low, ambient light into themselves like a reverse mirror. That gaze lets nothing out. If I want to understand what's going on behind those eyes, I have to work it out myself. Rin opens her mouth, then closes it without saying anything. Silence lasts for a few moments before she takes a step forward into the dormitory building door. See you tomorrow. Damn. That hit. That hit somewhere special. Don't know how, don't know where. But that was very, like, sensory pleasing.